So I wore all black today because this is a funeral to all of my past failed relationships. I'm on the beach doing a let go. So I'm hoping that mentally and spiritually and emotionally I can really let some of this stuff go that maybe was weighing me down and keeping me back and, you know, just making me feel like Hey everyone, it's Reese from Get Fit Chronicles, and like I said, I am going to be doing a video on relationships today. It's a little bit different from just our weekly videos and our updates and kind of what we're doing to lose weight and what we're doing like in the gym and what we're eating and stuff like that. I wanted to just kind of tap into the soul this week if possible. It was something that was just weighing on me this week, and I'm not sure where it even came from, but I just had an epiphany that, you know, doing videos on relationships are probably something that everybody can relate to. I know I've had a lot of relationship problems. I've been divorced and, you know, gone through a couple breakups in the last few years. I don't know, I guess I'm chronically searching for the one. I am confident one day it'll happen. If not, then I guess it is what it is. But I'm hoping and praying and fingers crossed that that one person is out there for me. I don't need 2 and 3 and 5 like soulmates and perfect matches and all that stuff. I love Are You the One, by the way, on MTV. I think I'm kind of obsessed with like game shows and competition shows. I love the challenge too. But anyway, back to my relationship video. So I definitely felt like this is something that everybody can relate to. I mean, who hasn't been in a bad relationship? I mean, except for those crazy, corny, stupid people that fall in love in high school and go on to get married, have 1,000 kids, and live blissfully happy. But for us other, you know, regular folks that it's a bit of a struggle, a yearly struggle, sometimes a monthly struggle. I mean, relationships just do not last these days. So I wanted to discuss with you guys some of the problems that I've had in my relationships and some of the reasons why I think that I had them. And one big reason I think that I had problems in my relationships in the past was because of my weight. I mean, my face can get me in the door, but I definitely think that they were distracted because maybe they weren't, you know, feeling like they were fulfilled and things like that. It wasn't enough, I don't know, sexually or visually or whatever you want to say. I know internet has like 1,000 excuses for why guys do what they do. Oh, guys are visual people, and you know, so that's why they watch certain shows, and that's why they're following all these women with big butts on Instagram. And I don't know, I think we definitely let them off way too easily. I mean, why shouldn't we all be held to the same standards? Especially because, I mean, big guys, I mean, they don't really seem like they have a problem a lot of the time finding somebody. And they can pull cute girls too. So, I don't know. I just feel like there's double standards with the whole guy thing and body image and things like that. So, I wanted to just do a video with some things that I've gone through. But yeah, so, I don't know. I don't know. Relationships are tough. But I mean, I do appreciate the fact that I can still be friends with my exes. So, like I said, they were more than willing to give me some feedback. So I'm going to tell you guys some of the things that they said. Some things I agree with, some things I'm like, nah, bruh, I don't even think that's right. So I'm going to let you guys know just a little bit about my struggles and stuff and how they relate to, I feel like, body image and how I saw myself in these relationships and with these certain people. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about a couple of them. There's a couple key people. Alright, so changed angles a little bit. There's a lot of people walking on the beach, so I'm hoping that nobody's gonna be walking by and thinking I'm crazy. But you know what? I don't care, because you don't know me, so whatever. Again, I'm just gonna be watching out for bugs and critters and stuff. And the sand is making me itchy. But anyway, I'm gonna get into the first thing. Alright, so one of the things that one of my exes said was that I am overly emotional about things and that I overthink and overanalyze. Alright, so one, I'm a Cancer, and I've always been very sensitive. Sensitive to other people, sensitive and in tune with myself and my own feelings. And so, I mean, I definitely do feel like that's valid, what they said. I mean, this particular person saying that I go from 0 to 50 with my emotions, I don't really think that that's justified for him in particular, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if someone is constantly making you feel like there's somebody else or that their attention is elsewhere, and this person is a very charismatic person, a person that, you know, a lot of people like and love to be around, and you know that, and so if you know that, you know, your boo is, you know, super duper friendly, and that ladies like him, and he's just got this infectious energy and spirit about him, I mean, heck yeah, I'm gonna be feeling like if you're not giving your time to me, then you might be giving it to somebody else. And if I feel like somebody that I care about and somebody that I want to be with and have a future with is, you know, dating somebody else or dealing with somebody else or has somebody else on the side, I mean, yeah, it's gonna make me feel some type of way. So I don't necessarily feel like he's justified in saying that I'm overly emotional. I am a emotional person. I mean, I will cry at commercials type, you know, overly emotional. I feel other people's feelings. I'm very empathic and I'm very sympathetic to other people. So yeah, definitely I'm overly emotional. In the context of what he's talking about, I don't agree with. But again, like going back to what I said about being in relationships and being overweight and feeling like, you know, maybe that's always going to be a constant thing in the back of their mind, and just waiting for them to mess up and possibly go and be with somebody that's skinnier or has a bigger butt. And you know, especially when every time you're on Instagram and you see what they're up to, they're liking pictures from Big Booty Judy and, you know, chicks that are half naked. And I mean, I definitely feel like that makes women feel like they have competition for your attention, like even with social media. And I don't think that guys take the time to realize that that's in the back of our head. Is, you know, is that what they want? Is, you know, that what they feel like they're missing in me? So I do definitely feel like there were some issues with insecurity, particularly with him, and I do think that it related to my weight and me feeling like maybe I wasn't good enough. I mean, this person, he dresses nice. I feel like he's a little bit cuter than me in that respect. I'm really So homeboy with a plow keeps riding by and staring at me like, I need you to do your job and I'm gonna need you to do it a little bit further from me. Back to the video, I do feel like with him in particular that, you know, he gets a lot of attention. I mean, he's tatted up. I mean, you know, I'm not even gonna edit out homeboy. gonna edit him out because I just need y'all to see. And like, how you still looking back? Like, dog, like, do your job. Like, he's stressing me out. I just hate that. Like, I don't know, I already feel like, oh, weird being out here and filming. But anyway, there's not a whole lot of people out here, so, but there's a whole lot of beach though. As you can see behind me, there's a whole lot of beach. So back to what I was saying, I do think that maybe I was insecure because I do think that he was cuter than me. And I think that maybe when you're overweight, you feel like you kind of have to stay in your lane of like who you're dating. And when people that maybe, I mean, I don't want to get into like numbers and stuff like that, but I feel like maybe when you're dating somebody that you feel like, I don't know, that you're maybe a little bit surprised that they like you and want you as much as they do. I do think that being insecure about my weight has made me feel like suspicious of guys that, you know, I don't want to say not even on my level, because I mean, I'm not self-conscious to the point where I feel like I can't get somebody that's cute and attractive. I mean, most of the people I've dated, looks wise, I would date them again. Some people done got old and a little bit chubby, but you know, I still would date you again. Y'all know who y'all are. So I really feel like I really was insecure in that relationship in particular, because I mean, I really do feel like he was a little bit cuter than me, but what are you gonna do? So I don't know what my hair is exactly doing. I did actually straighten it today, but it's doing some crazy beach thing, so I have no other choice but to go with it. But moving on, I wanted to actually say one more thing about being overly emotional and sensitive. I really feel like some people don't, and some people, I mean men, don't realize that they want you to be sensitive when it comes to them. They want you to understand them and their day and their needs and their moods and their desires and everything, but at the same time, you can't be too sensitive or too emotional about other things, which I feel like is a double standard, because I mean, definitely, I mean, it's a convenience thing. So you want me to be sensitive to you, and you want me to be all these emotions on a day-to-day basis that I need to be to make you happy, but at the same time, I mean, I'm overly sensitive and overly emotional about other things. Like, this same person that loves and cares about you loves and cares about other people and other things. And so I definitely think that that's something that maybe guys don't understand about women being sensitive, is that, yeah, you know, we're sensitive when it's convenient for you. You're all good with it, you know, like, oh yeah, she gets me, she understands me, like, yeah. But then if we're being sensitive about other things, particularly things that you guys do that piss us off, you guys are like, she's oversensitive, she's too emotional, and I just can't deal with that. That turns me off. And interesting how that happens though, right? Like, it's great when we're all about you and showing you how big of a heart that we have, and like how easily we can love, and but when it's not convenient for you, I need to turn that off. I'm just gonna let that just sit there and maybe let people dwell on that for a minute. Alright, so my next one, I have my handy dandy cheat sheet here. My next one is the one you've all been waiting for. Talking about being overweight. So only one of my exes dared to say that my weight was an issue for them. So, and he worded it politically correct, I guess, as politically correct as he could think to do it. And he said that I need to work harder physically. coming from him, I knew exactly what that meant, because I really feel like probably out of everyone, no, definitely out of everyone that I've ever dated, he's probably the one that made me feel the worst about myself. And it really actually is making me feel emotional right now, because it was just really bad. I don't know, it was really bad. Like, just some of the things that he said, like, nobody ever really said certain things out loud. It was just kind of, I think, things that I knew and things that I felt in their actions and stuff, where I'm feeling like, yeah, this is a person that probably isn't happy with me because of my weight, and, you know, this probably is not gonna go somewhere. So yeah, there's been like some comments like over the year that were meant to be like helpful. So in those respects, I can actually almost be okay with them. And what's sad is that at the time, like when I was going through things with him, I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain the situation that happened with us, but he was just being like really distant, and I never had this happen where a guy would be distant, like intimately. Never ever, like never ever, even when me and my ex-husband were at our worst. Like, so that was a huge ego blow, and I really liked him enough at the time, and his daughter as well, to try to stick it out and be like, okay, well, this is something that you don't like about me. This is something I could change about me. This is something that, you know, I've wanted to change about me over the years, you know, like help me, motivate me, you know. And he's in the military, and he's got like an inflated ideal of himself, and so I really feel like I've dated a lot of guys in the military too, and so that's been another video, another story, but another reason why some things haven't worked out is because I've dated a lot of guys in the military, and they feel like there's always going to be another one. There's always somebody waiting. There's always somebody in their pocket, and they might be dating you and have a couple of them still on reserve. So that's been another struggle for me, and I think that being overweight, like that's always been something in the back of my head when I've been dating recently, in particular, because like I said, maybe the last 5 years or so, because I live in the panhandle of Florida, and there's tons of Navy and Air Force bases, so they just feel like they're the ish, and that there's always going to be somebody else waiting. And I feel like them in particular have treated me like I was expendable. Like I said, I really feel like, you know, there's all these women that are out here looking for a meal ticket, and these guys know it. Regardless if they have 4 or 5 babies, if they have a nice body, I guess you're willing to go there, which is kind of dumb considering, I mean, they're not wifey material, but you know, you'll have a sexual relationship that's fulfilling, and then what happens a couple months later? You're single again. A couple weeks later, probably half of the time. So I don't know, that's just kind of been a personal sidebar of dating guys in the military. I don't know if anybody else has really had that issue, but it's been rough. So yeah, going back to him saying that I needed to work harder physically, I mean, I expected that from him. I expected it from Homeboy's back. I expected him, I mean, my biggest thing is I just want to make sure you guys can hear me, but I expected that from him. And so, I mean, if he wouldn't have said it, I would have felt like, you know, nah, dog, you're leaving something out. Like, so I really I really am not surprised that he said that. But he, like I said, he really made me feel pretty bad by making comments like saying that I had thunder thigh, and he was making fun of me, saying that like you couldn't see my knees, and he was talking about my stretch marks like that I have like on my arm, and I'm like, it's like, I mean, do you feel like that's constructive, or, I mean, are you just being cruel? Like, I mean, I'm sure you're feeling like you're just being honest and everything, but, I mean, I just really hate that this guy keeps coming through, like, and it seems like it's always when I'm trying to make a point. Check and see if he's looking at me. Is he looking at me? Can y'all tell? Can you see? Is he looks back, I saw. But yeah, I mean, especially when you have flaws of your own, like, I mean, I don't think anybody I've dated was perfect, so I definitely feel like they've had some flaws of their own, physical flaws, personality flaws, and I'm not going to get on here and try to talk about his flaws, because, I mean, that's defeatative, and, it's the same thing that he was doing to me. So how do you think that I'm supposed to feel? Like, I don't know, it's almost like people sometimes feel like they can say anything to you when you're overweight because you should already know them. Does that make sense? Like, I can be open and honest with you about what is already obvious. I don't know if I'm articulating that correctly, but hopefully you guys understand what I'm trying to say, because I don't really know how to say it in a different way. But it's like, they feel like because you're overweight, you are an open punchline, an open punching bag, that, you already know you're overweight, so me saying it shouldn't hurt your feelings. Like, you already know, right? I mean, you know that you're fat, like, that's really how I feel that people will act and treat you sometimes. And definitely this was a bad relationship. It started off really good, and that's why I did fight for it for a little while. And I actually, even told him at the time, when he did, open up about why he was being so distant, and I've never been told this ever, that he said that he wasn't sexually attracted to me, and that's why things were cold. So, I mean, that definitely was a hard pill to swallow. But at the time, like I said, I really did like him, and I had an emotional connection with him. And so I did try to see it through. I did, try to make things work several times. I mean, we've had a very on-again, off-again relationship. And it's because, I mean, we do get along so well, and it's just so unfortunate because we were very much compatible. We got along very well, but it's like you let this thing that, I mean, really I could change, and really that I have tried to actively change and am continue to actively change, ruin something that could have been really great. I was really close to his daughter, and that was really hard for me as well. So, I mean, there's several reasons why I tried to fight for that relationship, even though it was very much unhealthy. I told him that I understood. I mean, I understand someone having preferences. I understand someone saying, this isn't attractive to me, because I have preferences. And so, I mean, I feel like that was a mature thing for me to do. Also, at the same time, maybe came from a place of low self-esteem as well. I mean, it went on for a long time before he really opened up about what the issues were. And so by then it was kind of like a desperation of like trying to hang on to something. And I mean, I definitely know it was unhealthy, like I said, looking back on it, but I did feel like I understood that, you know, there's certain guys that I wouldn't date. Sorry, all of you guys with dreads. Dear dreadheads. Probably won't happen. I just am not attracted to that. So, it's just really hard. Just dealing with emotional issues of being overweight and being maybe hypersensitive to it. I mean, I actually tried, like I said, not to be so sensitive about it and take it as constructive criticism when it probably wasn't. It wasn't. Okay, I'm not in denial still, y'all, okay? It wasn't in the presentation of it and how he went about everything like months prior. So I mean, it was really pretty bad. Like I said, that was probably like my lowest relationship of me feeling like really crappy about myself and me really feeling like, God, like I am just so unattractive. I'm not gonna find anybody until I lose weight. So yeah, that kind of started me on my journey 2 years ago, but it's not why I keep going. I mean, I don't feel like I'm gonna be hurting for men if I don't lose weight. I do feel like maybe it's harder to find somebody that I feel like I actually want to date, because like I said, I mean, it goes back to having preferences. So I mean, I have standards of who I would date and the kind of person that I want to date, and those kinds of people like have standards physically of who they want to date, because, you know, maybe they feel like, you know, hey, I'm successful, I'm well-rounded, and I'm outdoorsy, I'm athletic, I want somebody that can keep up with me, I want somebody that's active and, you know, likes to travel and likes to be a go-getter and likes to do these things. And then, you know, you look at somebody that's overweight and you feel like, nah, I'm good. And it's sad, and it's disheartening and stressful, but what do you do? Maybe these same issues that I have with my weight will hold me back from relationships in the future if I don't get a handle on it, if I don't, you know, get my confidence, you know, to 100%, if I'm feeling like every guy that I meet is gonna have a problem with my weight, then that's just baggage I'm bringing into my next relationship and the next relationship and I hope there's not, I don't want to keep going the next like I don't want to have 1,000 more relationships. It sucks and it's pretty miserable sometimes, and I mean, definitely deflating of your self-esteem when you feel like your weight is just constantly an issue to people. Like, I mean, you're constantly aware of that. And, I mean, maybe it's not as big of a deal as we make it in our heads. But the few people in our lives that we've cared about have always made us feel as though it was a big issue, and those are the people that count. Failed relationships, and particularly relationships with people that I feel like have had a problem with my weight, because not everybody has. So I probably need to throw that in there for like some dudes that might be going off on me like, you know, I never made it a problem, it was never a big deal to me. But I mean, a couple of them, they kind of have their own struggle with their weight, so I feel like that kind of X's them out because they understand. So that's a kind of a different situation. And then as I've gotten older, like some of them are like, you know, yeah, I had a problem with your weight when we were younger and we were dating, but now like, you know, I'm good, you know, like I'm happy with your size and with who you are, and you're beautiful and this and that. And so I mean, it's situational, but I think as a whole, we're constantly feeling self-conscious and feeling as though, you know, we're always going to be looked at as less than, and it sucks, and it's a hard pill to swallow, like I said earlier, but what do you do? Roller guy's coming back, so I'm going to wrap this up and move into something else really quick. So my last situationship, I don't really know what to call this. I guess we were trying to make something work. Ended. I don't think it necessarily had anything to do with my weight, but I do think that maybe my insecurities does play a part in why some of my relationships start to get a little bit rocky. But at the same time, like I said, I think that men need to take responsibility for what they do and don't do, particularly, you know, watching porn all the time, or, you know, on following like every big booty Judy on Instagram and constantly liking their pictures. I mean, it makes you feel like that's what they want, and if you're not that person, you're feeling like you're not living up. And so I was actually on this beach with them less than a year ago. And so that's a little bit sad for me. But it's fine. I mean, we're on different journeys, and I'm okay with the fact that God knows better. And I definitely prayed about this relationship, and so knowing that I did pray about it, and knowing that God just didn't line everything up makes me secure, knowing that it just wasn't meant to be. So it's a little bit sad. Like I said, I don't even think I've been back to the beach since last year. So it's a little bit sad for me today. So I don't want to make it seem like they were all bad all the time either. I think that there are some of my exes that I do think made me feel pretty, and I am grateful to you guys for that, and I'm sure you guys know who you are. There are a few of them that have just always made me feel pretty. Not always, but have made me feel pretty, and you know, like I was enough, and that's a big deal, and I kind of feel like emotional about that, but it's a big deal, and I appreciate it. And so I did want to just take a second to say, like, no, everything wasn't all bad with everybody. And so those of you that were good to me, or that we had good moments and stuff like that, I do appreciate it. So I didn't want to make this just male bashing, and I'm not bashing all of my exes. I mean, I definitely feel like I had some good times with some people. So what will I do moving forward? I think that I'm definitely going to take my time in relationships, and developing them, and really knowing who I'm dealing with before I, you know, open up my heart, or anything else for that matter, to them, because I really do feel like maybe there's some red flags in my past relationships that I just didn't heed because I was thinking about other things. Definitely feel like I need to know who I am in relationships, and not let men dictate them. I think that I probably have been really guilty of letting men take the lead in relationships, because I have felt like that was the traditional thing to do. But at the same time, I want to pick someone just as much as they pick me. Like, I want everything to be equal. And so I definitely feel like just taking more time to get to know people and really find out if they have the core things that are important to me. Being divorced has definitely shown me, well, I'll take that back. Being married has definitely shown me the type of traits that I want in another husband, if God sees fit to give me one. And so there's definitely some things that I feel like I'm more equipped to handle, and that I am more aware of, and things that I feel like are more important, especially more important than superficial things, because that's definitely not where I am anymore in my mindset, you know, of trying to find somebody like, oh, he's handsome, oh, we're gonna get married and have like 1,000 babies. So, you know, my heart goes out to anybody else that is going through similar struggles, like I said, if not worse. So I hope that this video of me being probably as transparent as I've ever been in my whole entire life, publicly with people, especially to talk about something so intimate of like my self-consciousness of being overweight. Like, yeah, never have I ever, you know, really opened up about that, because it's, you know, it's a little bit embarrassing, and you know, it's just not something, it's not a side of you that you want to see. It kind of seems like a weakness, you know, that you would be self-conscious. You know, self-conscious isn't a good thing. Like, in most aspects, it's not a good thing. So I definitely wanted to do this video and reach out to people that are struggling in relationships now, have had struggles in relationships, are waiting on their Boaz. I know that's like a book or something, you know, from the Bible, looking for, you know, your husband, and, you know, someone that is going to love you, big, small, thick, thin, skinny, fat, tall, short, big booty Judy, no butt Betty, I don't know. Just throwing things out there. But God, you know, the Lord is good. Homeboy didn't even come down here. He stopped in the middle and went back. As I'm wrapping up, dude with the freaking roller truck, like evening out the sand, I didn't know that was a thing, is not even coming back this way. You know, God is good. He knew I needed to wrap this up quick. But yeah, this video definitely was something that was weighing on my spirit. I was very excited to do it. So excited I couldn't sleep last night, because I was just thinking of like ideas and like what I could do, and, you know, wanting to take notes, because I did want to take this like really seriously, because like I said, I know that there's people that are struggling with this and issues like this, and definitely even more so than I am. And so I wanted to let you know, like, you are not alone. I am right there with you, and I get it. And I'm sure there's a lot more people out there that get you too. So buck up, buttercup. Dance to the beat of your own freaking drum, man. Like, that's definitely things that I've tried to do, and that's why, like, at times, like, my weight hasn't bothered me, because I'm like, shoot, I'm still cute. So I mean, I don't have like such a deflated self-esteem to where, you know, I don't have my moments where I'm feeling myself, and I definitely think that wherever you are in your own skin, that you know, you should definitely, you know, feel like you're good, you can be better, and you work to be better, and as long as you're working to be better, that, you know, you should be good. Shoot, I'm working on it, you know, like, that's kind of how I've been feeling like these last 2 years, with me just kind of going up and down, and struggling to, you know, just stay on a good routine and everything. That is what I've been feeling like, you know. I could be better, but I am actively trying to do things, and I think that's helped my self-confidence, for me to know that I'm not sitting on the couch eating chips every day, that I do go to the gym 4 times a week, and that 9 times out of 10 I do eat healthy, but it's just a process, and there's just a lot to it, you know. And I really hate that.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You getting some?
Huh?
You getting some shots?
Oh, YouTube channel.
Okay.
People are so friendly. But anyway, back to what I was saying, like, I definitely feel like me working on it has made me feel a lot better about myself, and it's a process, and it takes time, and I wish that people that have never been through this, or never really had something that they had to fix, or never really been on a journey, you know, themselves of just self-discovery and having to change something that you weren't happy with. Like, I wish that they were more understanding. So I just wanted to just say some final words. Definitely keep doing what you're doing. If you guys are out there hustling like me and trying to be big booty Judy and slim waist Wendy, I don't know, I'm just throwing stuff out there at this point. If you guys are, you know, on your little hustle, trying to meet your weight loss goals and fitness goals and things like that, I definitely would love to hear about it. Me and Britt, you know, me and her can understand each other with our journey, and we haven't talked a lot about relationships in this aspect, but at the same time, like, our struggles are the same and we go through very similar things day to day, and so we definitely want to hear what you guys got going on, and comment on the video, let me know what you think. If you would like to hear or see more videos like this, our page and our channel of support should go beyond just constantly thinking about physical health, because there definitely is a real mental component to even being focused enough to be able to work on yourself and keep up, you know, your routine and keep pushing, you know, with setbacks. I've been the same freaking weight for 3 days and I'm like, scale, you mad at me? Like, I thought we was friends last week. So it's hard. It's definitely a mental game, and like I said before in my past videos, I mean, depression is real. I'm more anxiety than depression, but you know, it is what it is. Everybody's got their thing and everybody's got their struggles, everybody's got their walks, and that's why I really feel like, you know, I wish that my exes were more supportive in the past. I could have done this with somebody. I could have, you know, been working out with all the guys that I dated that were in the military that, you know, are required to work out for their job. You know, we could have made this a couples thing. We could have freaking monopolized, you know, we could be on our own couples channel like some other people. So it's really sad that, you know, they didn't take the opportunity to, you know, say, you know, how can I help you? You know, like, we're cool, I like you, I love you, you know, whatever, you know, like, what can we do together that, you know, we're gonna do this together, you know, like, you're not happy with yourself, we're gonna do this together. And it's sad that none of them have ever done that. So, I don't know. He's not coming this way. So I can go ahead and finish, but yeah, definitely let me know what you guys thought about this video. I would love to hear y'all's stories, so if you guys want to comment below, or if you guys want to just email us and let us know your stories, and you know, any suggestions that you guys have for a video, definitely open to feedback on what you guys thought of today's video, and like I said, what you guys are going through and your journeys and your stories, and so I wish good luck to all of you. I'm working on trying to get to Wonderland, and so I have a goal to do that before my birthday, which is in July. So I'm gonna be trying every day. I mean, I don't want to miss a day, and I think that's just so important, is like, I want to be so present, like, in the day, that I'm not wasting another day that's going to turn into a month, that's going to turn into a year. So I am trying to stay focused, and if I can keep my stress level down with work and family and, you know, freaking life, like the $200 tire I gotta go buy, you know, if I can keep those kinds of minor annoyances down, then I think that I will be good. So I will keep you guys updated. Probably tomorrow or sometime this week I will do the pit and peak of my week, but I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and keep watching. Please subscribe and please give us a thumbs up,